Hey everyone, it's Marshall Michael 126, and today I'm going to teach you about enhancing your audio. While granted you want the audio to come out as best as it possibly can in the first place, you can always improve on it and make it go from that dry, natural voice to something that sounds a little more professional. I'm going to be using two programs for this. The first one is Sony Vegas, and the second one is Adobe Audition CS 5.5. But you can use whatever audio and video editor you want as long as it has the appropriate features. Okay, as you can see here, I have a ton of different audio tracks here, each one a different character as well as sound effects, music, etc. Granted, all these right here that you can see visible, those are already done for the project. I never deleted the old ones. The idea is so I can export each one individually and place it into Audition and edit the lines that I already know sound good in the situation they're in. These tracks have absolutely no sound effects added. No panning, nothing. All that stuff will come later. So what I want to do is I want to render the first of these tracks. Yes, you're going to have to render each track individually. But what you got to do is you got to solo the one track you're going to render so nothing else plays. Go to File, Render, and I want you to open up the list here and choose Wave Microsoft. Do not confuse that with Scott Studios or anything like that. Go with Wave Microsoft, and then over here go to Custom. Make sure the format is PCM uncompressed. Sample rate, usually 44.1. You can go higher, but only if the original quality is higher, otherwise you're just wasting space. I choose mono for one reason. Microphones only have one input, so they are naturally mono. You can put it in stereo if you want, but frankly, it's a waste of space. So, click OK. Save it as Gino, that's the name of the character for this. Click Save. Alright, so now that I've got that done, I'm opening up Adobe Audition CS 5.5. What you do here is just drag the audio right into here. You got a lot of silence here. We'll leave it in. The first thing that I do is I like to go to Favorites and normalize it to -3. It should already be done for you, but in case your actor didn't do it and you didn't do it already, that's what you want to do. I presume you've already taken care of noise reduction, so I'm going to leave that out of this tutorial. First thing you want to do, if there are any puffs, you'll want to remove them. Or I chose a character who has an actor who's got a microphone with quite a few puffs in it. So let's find one. And by the way, you're not going to be able to hear this as well as I do, but you'll get the gist of it when you start editing. So let's hear this. Okay, there we go. I definitely heard a puff in there. Ah, here we go. It's right around here. Ah, right here. You see it? It always looks abnormal. So, what you do is you actually highlight over that area. You go to Effects. Filter and Equalizer, FFT Filter, and go to the preset. There's a whole bunch of them. Go to Kill the Mic Rumble, and then apply it. And it should handle most of that. Yeah, that got rid of most of it. Now, I'm about to give you another tip. I really don't recommend doing this, but if there's like puffs everywhere, and you can't get your actor to redo it for whatever reason, and you're too lazy to remove each one of them individually, go ahead, highlight the entire file, go to Filter and Equalizer, and do the whole thing. Keep in mind, this will reduce the quality of your audio. So yes, I'm just going to undo that now. Next I want to cover compression. There are many different types of compression. I'll be going over here. Go to Amplitude and Compression, and you got a whole bunch to choose from. Single band compressor is not available in 3.0, and neither is speech volume leveler. That's okay. I tend to use tube modeled compressor. You can always go with multiband, but I really do prefer tube modeled. It just sounds better, in my opinion. So what I like to do is I like to go to the preset voiceover, and then I like to adjust the attack and bring it all the way down to 0.1. And then right here, you want to adjust this slider. You don't know what to until you hear something you like. So go ahead Play it back, and keep listening until you hear something you like. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Next, I recommend trying dynamics processing. You don't have to do this, but it is definitely an option. So I like to go to for this one, go to amplitude and compression, dynamics processing, and now this can do one of two things. It really depends on what you want. If you want to level out the audio even further, like the voice actor's volume was all over the place, which does happen sometimes, and it's not always their fault. You can always go to the presets and choose something along the lines of vocal limiter or voiceover, and just keep playing them through until you find something that you like. I'm not really getting that issue right now, so I'm just going to let it go. However, what I could do is I can also listen to all of these, and just some of them will actually enhance how the audio sounds just a little bit. Sometimes things along the lines of rap presence, or rock vocal, or the soft limits. Those will sometimes improve the quality of the audio just a little bit. Listen to it. Just go through all these and listen to it. It's going to vary depending on each character, on each track. So go ahead, listen to it all. Find something you like. I'm going to go with this. Once you've done that, go ahead and close it out. And now we're going to move on to equalization. To be completely honest, I have not mastered the equalizer. However, I have been able to use the equalizer enough to enhance my audio. So, go ahead, go to Filter and Equalizer, and if you're using 3.0, you'll just have one graphic equalizer, and you can choose how many bands. For this one, yeah, you gotta go through each individual one. I usually tend to use the 30 band. Then, go ahead. You can go through all of these presets. I do really enjoy presets. Lead vocals is one of my favorites, but it doesn't always work, especially with lower quality microphones. Sometimes I'll end up, for lower quality microphones, I'll use kick, less boxy, more attack. I'll play it through and just listen. It does sound okay, but it could be better. This one usually sounds good. I like that. Okay. So, once you have something you like, go ahead and close it out. If you can't find anything here, close it out, and go back to Filter and Equalizer, and choose another set of bands. But again, that's only if you're using 5.5. Ooh. This one will usually enhance the breath. Doesn't really suit them that well, so I'm going to go back to my history, and go back with the 30 band choice. I would actually not advise against using the graphic equalizer twice if you feel necessary, because sometimes it does in fact remove the mud, as you saw before. But if you like what you have here, go down here and click Apply. If you're using Adobe Audition 3.0, it's going to automatically render the effects, but if you're using Adobe Audition 5.5, then it's not going to actually pre-render the effects. You have to do that manually, which I do like because it lets you change any one of them at any point. I do love that feature. So once you're comfortable with what you like, the last step is to go back to favorites and normalize it to 0.1. This makes the vocals as loud as they possibly can be without distorting. Unless, of course, it distorted in the first place, which you don't want. So if you're happy with that, go to File, Save As, choose your format. I still recommend WAV because it's the highest quality possible and it renders fastest. And then rename your file if you want to keep the old one just in case. So click OK. It'll save. Once it's saved, go ahead, open up Vegas. I left it open this whole time, but not all computers can handle that. And drag the new audio right in, or go back to Adobe Audition and drag more audio in, and you can continue to edit until you have everything you want. I already have it done. And that's all there is to it. For the next episode, I want you guys to help me decide what I'm gonna do. Should I cover mixing, which includes sound effects, ambience, music, etc., or should I cover the fundamentals of writing an abridged series, which has been requested a lot lately? Let me know what you think in the comments below, or whatever forum you may have found this in. And of course, let all your friends know about this series. If I can help you, maybe I can help them too.